tolerating behavior, tolerating obnoxious behavior. Because I think my mom can devolve into like a child, like a little girl,
Okay.
and it can get very annoying very quickly. So breathing is truly my greatest friend, and that's like the spirit. So,
Gotcha.
anytime that I find myself getting stressed, if I just can gently remind myself, just keep breathing. And then that essentially is like a reset. So the fresh breath reset truly is like turning your computer on and off to like get to that next moment and let it go.
Sure.
And anyways, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna like. I think maybe a week with my mom is probably too much. Last time she stayed here for a week, she left after 4 days, just disappeared and went to the airport.
That sounds. I mean, it's, John, you've bitten off a lot. I don't know if you can chew it, but you've certainly taken a big bite of all you can eat mom for the next week. So,
Well, she is staying in my Airbnb unit, so she has a set of keys. She can't get into my apartment, and so I'm hoping
okay,
that like we're gonna have a nice open experience. But if things get too stressful for me, I'm just gonna say, "Mom, here's a cell." She doesn't even have a cell phone. I'm gonna say, "Guess what? I got you your first smartphone. Here you go. It even has a Gene Kit over Instagram, and you can, take photos and post Instagram photos of the garden." So, anyways, I'm just being maybe ridiculous here, but I wish I could like make my mom into like my robot, but I know that like she is an unstoppable thunderstorm. So the best thing to do in a thunderstorm is to just like stay out of the way of the lightning. Stay in the house, in the center on wood, and don't get zapped. Cause when I achieved enlightenment, Stephen, it was at a bagel shop. Guess what the cashier said to me?
what did the cashier say to you, John?
My mom was screaming at me about the bagel order and like really upset because she didn't get the bagel she wanted. And so this is when I achieved total enlightenment. And this is what the cashier said as I was paying. She looked at me and she said, "Oh, you didn't know?" I said, "What? No, what?" And she says, "You're just along for the ride." And that's when I achieved complete and total. Oh,
That's a cool story.
I started laughing. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I had no idea.
Hey, uh, find the beauty in the thunderstorm too. Thunderstorms can be beautiful, and also enjoy the ride.
Yeah. So, anyways, but my mom is driving with me to Springfield. I have to submit 1,600 signatures by Monday, 5 p.m. And we're very close. So, my mom is going to drive down there with me. I'm probably going to rent a car. I mean, I could drive my car, but I think I'd be more comfortable in a rental car knowing that like my car could possibly have a problem, sabotage the journey.
Okay. Keep me posted. I'm curious how this goes.
Oh, you'll know. Because I mean, every single day that I do something for this campaign, I photograph it or film it, and I always create a room about it. So, like,
Cool. And also, if you're with your mom at any point in time, I'm in the room, I'd love to meet her on. You can get her on Clubhouse. I can talk to her.
I could do that, but you know what I have experienced, Stephen? Because I have helped people get on the internet before. Guess what happens?
A lot of things could happen.
Well, I could tell you what happens because I have run this experiment before with a homeless gentleman who started raising donations through all my social media. And it turns
Okay.
out that they don't want to do anything anymore. All they want to do is get on the internet to have pointless conversations to raise money.
It sounds like a congressman. I think we've gone full circle, John.
Correct. We've gone from the state of duality to the state of non duality, back to the state of And great things are happening, Stephen. So I hope you have a great day. I hope you've enjoyed this fun.
You as well. Enjoy the ride. Take care.
Okay, you too. Bye. Okay, Nora, this has been your Clubhouse Vampires, Demons, Trolls, Halloween room. Anything else you want to say? Ben, anything you want to say? Because I'm going to cut the clown house. Dr. Ben, you've been here a long time. Have you had fun? Is this a great Clubhouse experience for you?
Awesome, brother. Well, you've taken me through the undulation of the depths and the skies and the limits, and I was laughing, especially about your mum. That's awesome. Being a storm. I had one of those, but she was a narcissist one, but I don't know whether I was able to paint such a beautiful picture the way you could about it, but I probably should have been able to, but certainly enlightening anyway. Good luck with your campaign, and I'm hearing it from the other side of the world, brother, and I reached out to you. It's great. But just the way you're able to attenuate, the extremity and the domains and the heavens and the deeps, and go through it all. It's just magnificent. It's very artistic and enlightening and just cultural. There's no culture behind anything that you hear from Clubhouse, but you get it. I get a sort of an idea of the Americans, and they're quite opinionated. But man, you break up those opinions beautifully,
Yeah, Americans have turned politics into their philosophy, and unfortunately, because their culture or because their philosophy is so unphilosophical and stupid. I mean, it's like all these rooms suck on this app. And it's really because nobody's reading anything. I heard somebody read a book today, then I was like, oh yeah. I was like, that's where it's at. I was like, nobody here does that. And this one guy did it for like 10 minutes. I was like, that was the best 10 minutes I've heard on Clubhouse, in a long, long time. He was reading about, what was his name? David, whatever the fuck his last name is. But anyways, it's just a really good reading about language and words.
Yeah, if you can pick up a book, even the Bible, and articulate and express it, and go through the like reading Shakespeare and reading all the characters, in their own voice, and it's incredible, and that's what's missing on the app. It's like there's no culture that comes out of the app itself. You can never get. It's like you said before. It's only it's a single dimension thing, that communication exercise, isn't it? But, whatever comes out of that, you have to interpolate that and expound on it in your own mind to extrapolate how it needs to feel, and turn it into a dance on your own body and physically become engaged. But in a better way than what's formatted on the app normally. But I think the Americans must a lot. That's what I see with them. They don't seem to have a culture. They're bereft of culture, even.
Well, you could say that the American movie catalog is like very cultural. You could say that is very American. The most American thing probably America's ever generated is all the movies this country has generated.
Okay. So there has been. I used to, Dan Belushi and all, Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. But what was that movie?
I'm just saying the whole catalog of all American films from 1900 all the way up till now. It's like the most.
True.
I've heard it said that that's the biggest export that America's ever made is all the movies.
Yeah, well, that's the Bible itself, isn't it? That's the book of words for America. That what you said. pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, and there's certain movies that, symbolically reference the culture or the wisdom that you're talking about. So it's all just hidden away in, huge 2-hour hypnosis movies to get you to spend $20.
And to blow your mind.
Yeah. I mean, I think Star Wars is probably like one of the best, especially the George Lucas ones. I mean, the early one, like, though, to me, those are still like some of the best movies ever made. Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker, like, that is the perfect representation of like an alchemical formula, um, science fiction, space travel, all that perfectly done. Dune is probably another good version of it, but I think people like Star Wars more because it's probably simpler. Dune is rather more exotic and bizarre in a way.
What about Lost in Space? It was a start of that stuff.
Yeah, Lost in Space, that TV show, Danger, Will Robinson, Danger. All that is playing out right now. I mean, we're getting these types of robots.
But it's like you say, it's all that. It was before the digital, but the animations, and half of them were physical and real, make things out of cardboard or styrofoam and stuff, and conceptualising Thunderbirds was the big take on that before it came AI, but it was a virtual AI because it was all mechanical.
The lonely lust of devildom. Thrust the sword through the galling fetter, all devourer, all begetter. Given me the sign of the open eye, and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. O Pan, Eopan, 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 Pan, Pan, Pan. I am a man. Do as thou wilt, as a great God can. O Pan, Eopan, 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 Pan. I'm awake in the grip of the snake. The eagle slashes with beak and claw. The gods withdraw. The great beasts come, Eopan. I am born to death on the horn of the unicorn. I am Pan. Eopan. Pan. Pan, Pan. I am thy mate. I am thy man. Goat of the flock. I am gold. I am God. Flesh to thy bone. Flour to thy rod. With hoofs of steel I race on the rocks through solstice stubborn to equinox. And I rave, and I rape, and I rip, and I rend, everlasting, world without end. Mannequin, maiden, money, man, in the mighty pan, 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 Pan.
I'm about to banish you. Where is my... I'm just... Yeah.
We got it in there. It's the Hindu Pan. It's a poem by Crowley.
So, they turned into the god? Who is Pan? Rima.
The Mind Virus has been deposited.
Honey, we are going to enjoy and express the art of letting go. Letting go. That hit me really quickly out of nowhere.
Numb begetter, all devourer, all begetter, given me the sign of the open eye, and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. Oh, Pan, Eopan, 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 Pan. I am a man. Do as thou wilt, as a great God can. O Pan, Eopan, 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 Pan. I'm awake in the grip of the snake. The eagle slashes with beak and claw. The gods withdraw. The great beasts come, Eopan. I am born to death on the horn of the unicorn. Are you meditating?
Not regularly like TM style now, but other micro forms of it, yes. In fact, I'm doing it right now. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to answer that question. Like, I'm not really sure if anything changes. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with being Samaritan, but, I do apply for jobs, hear back from nothing. I'm taking a class, a 4-week class in November through December. We're going to spend the winter in Forks, doing winter fishing, so a lot of December, January, February, summer, March.
She never fears the freedom to unfold. You do not grasp one aspect over another, for there is nobody to grasp. When you understand something and live it without living, and live it without being stuck to the formulation, what you have understood dissolves in your openness. In this silence, change takes place of its own accord. The problem is resolved and duality ends. You are left in your glory, where no one has understood and nothing has been understood. Ding! Ding! All the blossoms are seedless, yet big with all manner of fruit. The voice in the waste is needless, since my soul in its splendor is mute. Though the height of the hill be deserted, the soul of a man has its mate. With the wide sky skirted, his heart is reverted to commune with fate. Far flings out the spur to the sunset, its help to the hope of the sun, that all be unfolded if one set, none be apart from the one. In the sweep of the wings of the weather,